Write linear equations, lesson 3.6. The standard is 8EE8C. The objective is to write an equation of a line. Essential question, why are graphs helpful? Steps to writing an equation. Step number 1, calculate the slope. The formula for slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Step 2, calculate the y-intercept. Pick one set of coordinates, x, y points, and plug it into the equation, y equals mx plus b. Solve for b. Step 3, place the slope, which is m, and the y-intercept, which is b, into the equation, y equals mx plus b. Example number 1. Write a linear equation with the coordinates 3, 0, and 6, negative 3. So first we're going to label our coordinates of x sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 1, y sub 2. Now my equation to find slope is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So y sub 2 is going to be negative 3 minus y sub 1, which is 0. X sub 2 is 6 minus x sub 1, which is 3. So negative 3 plus a negative 0 is negative 3. And then 6 minus 3 is 3. So negative 3 divided by 3 will give me a slope of negative 1. Now I need my equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So I know my slope, which is m, and that's negative 1. So where the m is, I'm going to put negative 1 underneath. I'm going to use the coordinates 3, 0. Now it doesn't matter which ones you use, you'll still get the same answer. So 3 is x and 0 is y. So for my y, I'm going to replace it with 0. My x, I'm going to replace it with 3. Bring down b. So I'm going to bring down 0 equals negative 1 times 3 is negative 3 plus b. I'm going to add 3 to both sides to isolate b. This will cancel out. Bring down b. 0 plus 3 is 3. Now my equation in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So all I'm going to do is replace my m with my slope and b with my y-intercept. So the equation is y equals, my m is negative 1, bring down x, and b is positive 3. So this is my equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals negative 1x plus 3. Example number 2. Write a linear equation with the coordinates negative 1, 2, and 5, negative 10. The first thing I'm going to do is label. So I have x sub 1, x sub 2. I have y sub 1, y sub 2. Now I need the formula for slope, which is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now I'm going to plug in. So y sub 2 is negative 10 minus y sub 1, which is 2, all over x sub 2, which is 5, minus x sub 1, which is negative 1. So a negative times a negative, that will give me a positive. I have negative 10 plus a negative 2 gives me negative 12. And then I have 5 plus 1 gives me 6. So negative 12 divided by 6 will give me a slope of negative 2. Now I need my equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So I know my slope is negative 2, so I'm going to put that underneath the m. I'm going to pick a set of coordinates. I'm going to choose the first one, negative 1, 2. And it doesn't matter which set I pick, I'll still get the same answer. So negative 1 is x and 2 is y. So below y, I'm going to put 2. My x is negative 1. Bring down b. Bring down 2. Negative 2 times a negative 1 gives me a positive 2. Bring down b. Now I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides so I can isolate b. This will cancel out. Bring down b. 2 minus 2 is 0. So now I need my equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And all I have to do is replace my slope and my y-intercept. So y equals, my slope is negative 2, bring down x, and then my y-intercept, which is my b, is 0, so I don't need to include it. So my equation in slope-intercept form is y equals negative 2x. Example number 3. Write a linear equation with the coordinates negative 1, 2 and a slope of negative 1/2. The first thing I'm going to do is label. So I know this is x, and I know my 2 is y. Now I need my equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. They gave me slope, which is negative 1/2. So under m, I'm going to write negative 1/2. So I know that my y is 2 and my x is negative 1. And then bring down b. So I'm going to bring down 2 equals negative 1/2 times negative 1 is a positive half. Bring down b. Now I'm going to subtract 1/2 from both sides so I can isolate b. This will cancel out. Bring down b. 2 minus 1/2 is going to be 1.5. So now I need my equation again in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So all I have to do is replace my slope and my y-intercept. So y equals, my slope is negative 1/2. Bring down x, and my b is positive 1.5. So my equation in slope-intercept form is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1.5. Example number 4. The cost for making spirit buttons is shown in the table. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the cost y of making x buttons. So the number of buttons are all of our x values. The cost are all of our y values. So the first thing we're going to do is write these as coordinates. So I have 100, 25, and I have 150, 35. Now we're going to label. I have x sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 1, y sub 2. Now the formula for slope is m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now we're going to replace y sub 2 is 35 minus y sub 1, which is 25, all over x sub 2 is 150 minus x sub 1, which is 100. So 35 minus 25 gives us 10. 150 minus 100 will give us 50. Now we're going to simplify. I know that 10 can go into both the numerator and the denominator. So I'm going to divide both by 10. So 10 divided by 10 will give me 1. 50 divided by 10 will give me 5. That means my slope is 1/5. Now, I'm going to write my equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. We already solved for slope, so where the m is, I'm going to replace it with 1/5. Now, I'm going to pick a set of coordinates. I'm going to pick the first one. Again, it doesn't matter which one you choose. You'll still get the same answer. So 100 is x and 25 is y. So I'm going to replace my y with 25 equals My x is 100. Bring down positive b. Now I'm going to bring down 25. My 100 is a whole number. I'm going to make it into a fraction by writing 1 underneath. So 1 times 100 is 100. 5 times 1 is 5. So 100 divided by 5 will give me 20. Bring down positive b. Now I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides so I can isolate b. This will cancel out. Bring down b equals 25 minus 20 will give me 5. So b equals 5. Now I need my equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So all I have to do is replace my slope and my y-intercept. So y equals m is 1/5. Bring down x, and b is positive 5. So that means my equation in slope-intercept form is y equals 1/5 x plus 5.